Basically, the gist of this company is we make it super easy for students to find and apply to scholarships. The company is called Empower. The way that this started is I had a lot of college debt, and over the summer, my goal was to get rid of as much of it as possible. So what I did was I worked a full-time job. I worked as a freelance iOS developer at night, and then between like midnight and 3:30 a.m., I would apply to scholarships. And my goal was to apply to 100 scholarships over the summer. But what I found was that I was spending most of my time looking for scholarships and searching for them online as opposed to actually applying. And this was very frustrating because searching for scholarships is not something that requires any skill, and I could make much more money just working as a software developer. So what I ended up doing was hiring someone to find and apply to scholarships for me. And that worked out really well. With their help, I succeeded in applying to about 100 scholarships, and my return on my investment was a little over 3,000% within about 2.5 months. And so that worked really well. And I surveyed about 67 other students. And I found that across the board, people ended up very commonly not applying to scholarships because it took too much time to apply, and because looking and searching for scholarships was incredibly tedious and painful. On the flip side, you have a huge wage difference between the United States and developing countries. And I know that you do a lot of work with outsourcing software development with your company. In the Philippines, for example, the average wage is about $2.3 per hour. But there's also a generation of highly skilled internet freelancers there, and in other countries as well, who have grown up speaking English because the public school system is in English, and who use the computer daily. Right now, the internet speed in these countries is finally high enough where they can do work with almost no disruption. And so I hired a woman from the Philippines and started doing that work. And then I started helping a couple of friends do this as well. And so basically you have time flowing to the United States and money flowing to developing countries. For people in general, you have kind of an array of tasks that you could concentrate your time on. Most people concentrate their time on the tasks with the highest expected value, which is the blue region, and leave off the long tail tasks. For students, the blue range is generally school or work. And scholarships generally get relegated to the green region. But if you can hire a freelancer to do that work for you, you can unlock this green amount of value. And that's what happened to me this summer, which was a wonderful experience. So I surveyed about 67 students. Of them, about 63% didn't even know that it was possible to hire a freelancer in another country. Once they learned that this was possible, 70% said that they were very willing and wanted to hire a freelancer to help them apply to scholarships. And 57% of students that we surveyed left us their contact details, asking that we email them as soon as our product goes live. And so we built a quick prototype. Basically, all a student needs to do is fill about 5 fields, upload their resume or a LinkedIn profile, pick the package that they want, click go, and it works. For distribution, we have a referral network, basically like Uber. If you buy, if you refer a friend and they buy, then you get a free scholarship, and then they get a free scholarship. We can also write articles to get people in. The method that I've concentrated on most so far is online marketing through Facebook and Google. One example is I did a test on Facebook. I put an ad. I had about a 1% click-through rate. And once people got on the website, I had about a 30% conversion rate. So it was a very basic MVP. I did all the money charging through PayPal, but I actually had people come through and start buying the product. We sold 2 packages, one for about 15 scholarships for $90 and one for 50 scholarships for $250. And so now we're employing about 6 full-time freelancers in the Philippines.
You're the developer, or you have developers for
that? Both. So both. So my experience is I'm a senior at Brown right now. I've done a lot of work with entrepreneurship in general. I won a lot of pitch competitions, built other companies, and do CS. But I also have 3 other developers who are working on it with me.
How is this product going to look like when it's built? Because now it's just forms, but can you explain me how it's going to be, like the UI or functionality?
Absolutely, yes. Can you see the form that I'm sharing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what the landing page will look like when a user comes in. So basically you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have about 5 fields that a user will fill. They pick the plan that they want, either the 25 scholarships for 175 or the 50 scholarships for 250. Click go, and then they go to a payment portal.
So first of all, what happens if the freelancer is not so quality? They produce some not really, good results. Then what happens then?
Absolutely. So that's, I would say, the most difficult part of this project is quality assurance. What we do to combat that at the moment is we have manager freelancers. So they're people who have worked with us for a little longer than most, and that we have seen constantly produce good quality themselves. And so we promote them to be the managers. So they will go, and when someone clicks "I finished," they will go through and check that those scholarships that person has completed are of high enough quality. And so they'll spend about, I don't know, an hour looking through all the scholarships. And if anything is not up to snuff, they will move it to another portion of the form and say, "This is not good for these reasons. Please replace it with other scholarships." And so you have that gatekeeper that ensures that anything that we output to our users is of high enough quality.
Why do you need money?
I need money to live. So I am graduating and I want to work on this full time. And luckily this business makes money on its own relatively quickly. It's already trickled in a nominal amount of money, not enough to live on, but enough to start showing that it can make money. And now once we have the product fully built and have users coming in, then it can start supporting me, but it's not at that position yet. And I want to work on it full time. And so to have the time to work on it, I need to pay rent and to pay for food. And that's what I'm looking for money for.
Mm-hmm. And can you give me a little bit of a background of yourself? So what you just mentioned, you're a computer science programmer, just some projects you said. Give me just in 1 minute, just a summary of what's your background.
Sure. So my name is Cliff Weitzman. I moved to the United States when I was 13 from Israel. Over the past 4 years, I have won most major pitch competitions in colleges in the United States. So I won first place at MIT Startup Pitch Night, second place at Stanford's Entrepreneurship Bootcamp Pitch Competition of the top 100 student entrepreneurs worldwide that Stanford flew in. This week, I actually won first place at Stanford's pitch competition. I founded the renewable energy engineering major at Brown University. I also do a lot of computer science here. I've done about 22 hackathons over the past 4 years.
My question is, I like what I hear so far, and my question is about the future, the far future. So I don't have big doubts about your ability to collect a few hundred people who will pay you like $50 each. I don't think it's going to be a problem since you have the form, you have freelancers, you can pay for Facebook traffic and something, so you will be able to do that. But what's going to happen next? This is a little bit vague for me. So I see that this project, I don't want this project to become just a money making machine for converting these scholarship finders to cash. This is kind of limited market and it's not going to generate millions of dollars. So do you see the future? I don't want to give this vision to you because I think I have it, but can you give me what you see in 5 years?
Absolutely. Okay, sure. So that's the portion that excites me the most about this project. I've worked on a lot of different things before. This is the first project. This is the project for me, for many, many reasons. The reason why I picked this project is because it is a simple app/website that has a very clever business model. B, it employs a lot of people and creates a lot of value in the world as a result of that. And C, I think it can impact the world tremendously. And here's why. So far in what I've told you, there hasn't been a lot of impact. Yeah, we're helping students fund college, which is really important. Yeah, we're employing a couple of dozen people. The long-term view is this. I want to build a platform that employs millions of people.
How many actually different kinds of offers, how many different kinds of jobs you're planning to have in a few years? 3, 5, 300, 3,000?
Very good question. So I'm very tentative to hit on that mark because generally when I speak to people, when I go to that region, people start getting confused. But I'll hit that because you asked the question specifically. So initially, like I said, we're starting on the 1, and then we'll expand to 3 after a year. By the end of the year, we want to conquer those 3. After that, yes, I envision having 25 offers on the website. I don't envision going much further than that. Well, we could go further than that, but I don't want us to do tasks unless we own them. I want us to know how to do something really, really, really well and be able to scale it.
So what's going to stop the competitors from actually kicking you out of the market and taking over?
Yep, very good question. So there's a couple of things that help us build a moat. The first one is the data that we collect. So a lot of the initial jobs that I described are data-based. And so every time right now that that a freelancer inputs a scholarship into the system, it gets put into our SQL database with keywords for what the scholarship is for, when is it due, and what is the restrictions. And so once a new user inputs their information, we automatically populate their form with scholarships that we have already found that are high quality scholarships to match them. And then the freelancer can pick from those the ones that are the best and then go out to search for whatever ones are still missing. So that data makes us able to execute much more quickly at a much higher quality and lowers our costs.
Wait a second. Sorry, I didn't understand. So you're actually building some tool for freelancers? You kind of helping them to do the job, or it's not just them and Google and the spreadsheet?
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, and I didn't mention that before because at the moment we're not doing it yet, but that is the goal, and that's actually what we're spending most of our time building as a team for our class.
I'm just trying to summarize my impression of what's going on. So I'm saying that you're definitely trying to create something really cool.
If I was not involved in the process, nothing would happen at the moment.
Yeah, I understand
at
that.
the moment, it's an MVP product.
You started right. You started from the real customers and real money and real implementers. This is the perfect start. Would be way worse if you would start from creating some huge, big software platform and not touching the customers. So you started from the right angle. So you started from real people with real money and real freelancers. So you connected them. You did it manually. That's perfect. That's good enough for now. But what I'm saying is that this may be something really, really good. This may be something which will replace Upwork, not replace entirely Upwork.
Right.
Take a lot of
different than Upwork.
A big piece of market from Upwork, yeah. Because now Upwork is basically, for me, this is the only point of contact. If I want to find freelancers, to find, like I said, 1,000 emails from the market, Upwork it's my only point of contact. I don't know anybody else. So you have a chance to create something which will be better than Upwork for certain types of work, which is the type of work which is described. So you have a chance. And you have the right vision. Probably, I can't test it now because it's too early. You're just starting that, and that's why I'm getting to numbers. That's why your valuation right now it's not $1 million. It's way less. So it's less than $1 million for sure because you're just very early. But the potential is very high. So I'm interested to give you money. So now the question is, how much do you need to survive 1 month? Like you said, you personally. So what's the number?
For me personally, just me to survive 1 month, it's probably about $5,000.
$5,000 for a month. So my strategy that would be good for me, like comfortable for me, to give you the money for one month and then talk to you in a month. Okay. And then see what happens, because you may make some mistakes and go, like I said, go the wrong direction.
In which case, I
will not be interested anymore. Yeah, in that case, I would say, you know what, you're going the wrong direction, so I can't continue giving you money. So at the moment, right now, I'm interested because I'm interested to give you 5 is too much. I can give you, let's say, 4,000. That's probably, I will be more comfortable to give you 4 and see how it goes. In a month, if you go the right direction, if you keep doing what you're saying, and you will have the progress, you will have the software, you will have some, you will still understand the right direction, then I will be able to give you another 4 or something.
Okay, that sounds like a reasonable offer to me.
That's what and the valuation is a big question right now, because usually we say it's 1 million, but in your case it can be 1 million. So I'm saying, that's too much for because now you have an idea and the prototype. It's not 1 million. So let's say something like $200,000. That's probably the valuation you have. 250. That's like $250,000. Okay. That's what I can do right now. 4,000, 250,000, the cap on the convertible notes. And do you have a company incorporated?
We're not incorporated as a company right now. I can incorporate it as a company.
You need to do that, because in order to give you convertible notes, you need to have a company. You can do it online. It's $100. You can do it tomorrow. It's not. So that's my offer. Well, I will have to, like, I mean, so I'll spend a few more hours to validate all the information you gave me.
Yep.
But so far, if you didn't lie to me, if you said everything like you said, then this is my offer. 4,000 I can give you right after you incorporate, and the cap will be 250. And then you can use this money the way you want. And then you come back to me in a month, not earlier, but in a month or longer. And then we again talk about that. Maybe the conversation will be shorter. If you're still in the right way, I'm interested to continue, because I believe that there's a huge potential in that. I think this is the possible. You have the possibility and the opportunity to make it really huge, really big.
What I'd like to propose is, in the same way, because there is an evaluation, the structure in which safes and convertible notes work come in advantage, but caps less so. And so what I'd like to propose is using a discount instead of a cap.
We don't do discounts. This is not... Well, I will have to think about it, because we only do caps now, because it's easier for us to analyze our investments and to see what we have. So you rather think about the number. If you don't like the number 250, you can come up with your own number and say, no, I want $500,000 or something. But I would recommend the numbers are really small. It's like $4,000. It's almost nothing. So I will be the owner, like less than a percentage, even less than that. So it's not really a big deal for you, but for us it's important, because for you it's nothing, because you're just giving away just a little small piece of company. For us it's important because we're trying to make money on our investments. So we need to get something back. So think about it. You will still need to incorporate and come back to me days when you incorporate. So think about the number of this cap. So we really need to stay with the cap, because this discount is we're not really comfortable with discount. Okay.
So here's another proposal. How about we do this? Mm-hmm. In the short term, in the next month, 2 months, I'm still not in a situation where I need money or else we die, because I'm still in school for the next month. And so for the next month, I still have my dorm, I still have my meal plan. And so I'm fine with that without regard. And the month after that, it's summer, so I'll be home. After that is when the real work begins, then I start working on this full time. And at that point, the technical risk will be reduced, because I expect that we will have a fully functioning product by that point in time. I expect that we will receive a couple more users. And so my proposal is this, and we'll probably incorporate by that point if it's going well. Would you be interested in revisiting this conversation in a month or 2 months, once the technical risk has been reduced, and once the user risk has been reduced, and having this conversation again and seeing what we find to be a fair valuation at that point in time?
Absolutely, no problem. Of course.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but it's up to you. So you can do what you just suggested. Just postpone that and then just come back to me in a few months or something. Or think about my offer and you can email me back tomorrow, and then I'm still ready to give you the money on the terms I just suggested. Okay? So you have two options. It's up to you to decide.
Okay, great. So I'll sleep on it. I'll send you an email with regards to whether we'll take the money in the short term or not. It seems to me that probably the long term will be the safer bet.
It's up to you. Make it
great. Yeah. Okay, fantastic.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. I wish you well. I really like the idea, and I would be really interested, at least if you decide not to work with me, it's not a problem. But I'll keep an eye on that, because I think I'm a good user for you. So
and I appreciate it very, very much.
Give more types of work. I'll be the user number one for you.